The massive spacecraft celestial horizon hung silently above Earth's atmosphere, its sleek metallic surface reflecting the soft blue of the planet below. Inside the ship, J1 adjusted his translation device, his three-fingered hands trembling with a mixture of excitement and anxiety. This wasn't just another diplomatic mission. This was humanity's first official first contact. Seok-min, the mission's chief researcher, monitored the holographic displays showing various human communication channels. Cities buzzed with life, completely unaware of the alien vessel hovering just beyond their perception. Their advanced cloaking technology made them invisible to human radar and satellites. "Entering atmospheric descent in 3 minutes," announced Yuna, the ship's navigation specialist. Her voice was calm, but her tentacle-like appendages moved with nervous energy. The landing site had been carefully selected, a remote research facility in South Korea's countryside, far from major population centers, but close enough to observe human behavior. Rolling green hills stretched beneath them, dotted with small farmhouses and dense pine forests. As the ship began its silent descent, a local farmer named Gi-hyuk was checking his rice paddies. His old border collie, Dochi, suddenly perked up, ears twitching at a sound only animals could detect. Something was different in the air, a subtle vibration that made the grass ripple almost imperceptibly. The celestial horizon touched down with zero disturbance, its anti-gravity propulsion system creating nothing more than a gentle whisper against the ground. Advanced energy shields prevented any ground compression or environmental damage. "Preliminary scans complete," Seok-min reported. "No immediate human detection. Radiation levels normal. Atmospheric composition matching our predictions." J1 nodded, his large almond-shaped eyes blinking rapidly, a sign of deep concentration among his species. They had spent decades studying human communication, culture, and behavior. Countless simulations, intercepted broadcasts, and theoretical models had prepared them for this moment, but nothing could truly prepare them for the real thing. The ship's outer membrane began to transform, creating a seamless exit point that looked like nothing more than a shimmering heat wave. 3 figures emerged, each deliberately designed to appear non-threatening. J1's form was humanoid but subtly different, slightly shorter than an average human, with skin that seemed to shift between silver and pale blue, depending on the light. His movements were fluid, almost dance-like, reflecting the advanced neural control of his species. Yuna's appearance was more abstract, a holographic projection that could adjust its form based on the psychological comfort of nearby beings. Right now, she appeared as a soft, translucent figure that seemed to blend with the surrounding landscape. Seok-min looked most alien, multiple limbs carefully folded to appear less intimidating, sensory nodes disguised as what might look like sophisticated communication equipment. Dochi the dog was the first to notice them. He began barking, not in aggression, but in a mixture of curiosity and warning. Gi-hyuk, initially annoyed, looked up from his work, and then everything changed. The two aliens' advanced communication systems immediately activated. Their technology read Gi-hyuk's body language, cultural background, and potential threat responses in milliseconds. A perfect translation matrix began working, ensuring any potential communication would be smooth and non-threatening. "Hello," J1 said, his voice emerging in perfect Korean with just a hint of a local dialect from Gi-hyuk's region. "We mean no harm." Gi-hyuk blinked. Twice, a talking something had just greeted him in his native tongue, standing in his rice field, while his dog continued an excited bark dance. This was going to be an interesting day. The surrounding environment seemed to hold its breath. Insects stopped chirping. The wind paused its gentle movement. Even the clouds seemed to hang motionless, waiting to see what would happen next. First contact had officially begun. End of part 1. Would you like me to proceed with the next part of the story? The local police station in Chuncheon buzzed with an unusual energy. Hyejin, a young detective with sharp intuition and an even sharper mind, stared at the incident report that made absolutely no sense. A farmer claiming alien contact, a strange technological imprint in his rice field, and physical evidence that defied conventional explanation. "This is ridiculous," she muttered, tracing her finger along the unusual metallic residue collected. From the field, the substance seemed to shimmer and change color when touched, almost like living technology. Meanwhile, Seok Min and his team had set up a sophisticated observation post near Gi Hyuk's farm. Their mission had transformed from a simple first contact scenario to a complex cultural investigation. They needed to understand human social dynamics, communication patterns, and unexpected behavioral triggers. Jaewon's advanced neural interfaces began collecting data from every possible source: local coffee shops, street conversations, public transportation. Nothing escaped their comprehensive scanning systems. Each interaction became a fascinating piece of a complex human puzzle. A local cafe became their primary observation point. The owner, an elderly woman named Sunok, noticed something peculiar about the new customers. They were too perfect, too precise in their movements, too calculated in their conversations. "Would you like some extra kimchi?" Sunoke asked, watching Seok Min carefully manipulate chopsticks with inhuman precision. Seok Min paused, his neural translator working overtime. "Yes, please," he responded, careful to include a slight imperfection in his pronunciation. Yeji, grabbing her morning coffee, overheard the interaction. Something felt off. Her detective instincts were tingling. The alien's survival guide was taking shape through thousands of micro-observations. They discovered that human communication was less about words and more about context, emotion, and unspoken social rules. Observation 247, Seok Min recorded. Humans use sarcasm as a primary communication method. Literal interpretation can lead to catastrophic misunderstandings. They learned about personal space, the complex dance of eye contact, the intricate social hierarchies that existed in workplace and family environments. Each observation was meticulously recorded, analyzed, and cross-referenced. Yuna, their holographic specialist, began creating complex simulation models. How would a typical human respond to unexpected situations? What were the psychological triggers that could create conflict or cooperation? Their research revealed fascinating insights. Humans were simultaneously the most predictable and most unpredictable species they had ever encountered. A species capable of extreme violence and profound compassion, often within the same moment. Gi Hyuk, still recovering from his alien encounter, became an unexpected ally. His simple farming background provided unique insights into human behavior that sophisticated scanning systems could never capture. "Sometimes," he told Seok Min during a casual conversation, "life is not about understanding everything, it's about feeling the moment." The statement momentarily confused the alien researchers. Their computational minds struggled to process such a non-linear concept of understanding. Hyejin's investigation was getting closer. The metallic residue from the farm had been sent to advanced research facilities. Strange energy signatures, unprecedented molecular structures. Something extraordinary was happening. At a local university research center, scientists began examining the mysterious samples. They knew something significant was happening, even if they couldn't fully comprehend its implications. The survival guide was becoming more than just a documentation project. It was transforming into a comprehensive manual for cross-species communication, a bridge between two fundamentally different civilizations. "Humans are not a problem to be solved," Jaewon recorded in their primary database. "They are a complex, beautiful system waiting to be understood." Each day brought new revelations. Each interaction added layers of complexity to their growing understanding of human society. The survival guide was no longer just a scientific document. It was becoming a love letter to human complexity, a testament to a species that defied conventional understanding, and they were just getting started. End of Part 2. Would you like me to continue with the next part of the story? The newsroom of the local Chuncheon media outlet hummed with the typical early morning energy. Yoon-ji, a tenacious journalist with a reputation for uncovering extraordinary stories, sat surrounded by scattered research papers and half-empty coffee cups. Something big was brewing, and she could feel it in her bones. Her investigation had started with Gi-hyuk's bizarre report and the strange metallic samples from his farm. Most of her colleagues dismissed it as another rural conspiracy theory. But Yunji knew different. She had an uncanny ability to smell a hidden story, and this one was screaming with potential. Unbeknownst to the alien research team, Yunji had been tracking their movements for weeks. Subtle technological anomalies, unexplained communication, patterns and strange interactions that didn't quite fit normal human behavior. One rainy afternoon, she tracked Seok-min to a local technology market. He was purchasing seemingly random electronic components, his movements too calculated, too precise to be natural. When he dropped a small circuit board, Yunji noticed something extraordinary. The device seemed to shimmer and reconstruct itself. Mid-fall. Interesting, she muttered, snapping a quick photograph with her smartphone. The alien research team was simultaneously fascinated and concerned. Jaewon's advanced neural network detected Yunji's growing interest, unlike typical human responses. She wasn't approaching them with fear or aggression, but with pure scientific curiosity. Subject demonstrates exceptional observational skills, Yuna recorded in their comprehensive database. Potential diplomatic asset or significant risk. Their survival guide was evolving. Each interaction with Yunji revealed layers of human complexity they hadn't anticipated. Her journalistic instincts, her ability to connect seemingly unrelated information, represented a uniquely human skill that defied their computational models. Gi-hyuk became an unexpected bridge between the aliens and human society. His matter-of-fact approach to the extraordinary situation provided invaluable insights. He introduced them to local community dynamics, explaining the intricate social networks that defined rural Korean life. Humans are not just individuals, Gi-hyuk explained during one of their conversations. We are a complex network of relationships, stories, and shared experiences. The statement, profound, the alien researchers. Their computational minds began to understand that human communication was far more than information exchange. It was an emotional, cultural dance. Yunji's investigation took an unexpected turn when she discovered their hidden research facility. Instead of exposing them, she saw an opportunity for the story of a lifetime. Her journalistic instincts recognized this as more than just a sensational news piece. This was a moment that could change human understanding of the universe. 30-minute first direct conversation happened in a small, crowded street market. Seok-min was attempting to purchase local street food, his movements slightly too mechanical to be natural. Yunji approached, her journalist's intuition in full gear. "You're not from around here, are you?" she asked casually, watching his reaction. Seok-min's neural translators worked overtime, analyzing every possible response. Deception? Partial truth? Full disclosure? "I'm researching," he responded carefully, his language perfectly constructed, yet slightly too perfect. Yunji smiled. She knew she had found something extraordinary. Their unexpected connection became a delicate dance of information exchange. Yunji provided insights into human social dynamics, while the aliens shared glimpses of their advanced technological understanding. The survival guide was no longer just a scientific document. It was becoming a bridge between two civilizations, a testament to the power of curiosity and understanding. Humans are remarkable, Jaewon recorded in their primary database, a species that can transform fear into curiosity, conflict into connection. As the summer evening settled over Chuncheon, something extraordinary was taking shape, a connection that would challenge everything humans knew about their place in the universe, and they were just getting started. End of part 3. Would you like me to continue with the next part of the story? The digital landscape erupted without warning. Sung-ho, the team's communications specialist, hadn't intended to create a global phenomenon when he accidentally uploaded their preliminary guide to a global network. What began as a carefully guarded research document transformed into an unprecedented interstellar sensation within hours. Global servers buzzed with activity. Strange algorithms, written in a language that seemed to defy conventional programming, began spreading across digital platforms. Social media platforms, research networks, and underground forums lit up with fragments of an extraordinary guide that promised to decode human behavior. Universities worldwide started receiving encrypted data packets. Linguistics professors discovered complex communication patterns that challenged everything they understood about language and cultural interaction. Research centers from Tokyo to Silicon Valley began analyzing the mysterious document. Sung Ho watched in a mixture of panic and fascination as their carefully constructed research spread like wildfire. The guide contained more than just observations. It was a comprehensive manual that revealed the intricate dance of human social dynamics. Observation 672, human communication is 70% non-verbal, one section read. Facial micro-expressions carry more information than spoken words. Scientists discovered that the guide contained technological insights far beyond current human understanding. Quantum communication algorithms, advanced neural network designs, and complex social interaction models were embedded within its digital structure. Yoonji, now deeply involved with the alien research team, recognized the potential impact. "This isn't just a document," she told Jaewon. "This is a bridge between civilizations." Government agencies worldwide began tracking the digital phenomenon. Intelligence networks from various countries started decrypting the mysterious guide, realizing it contained information that could revolutionize global communication, technology, and social understanding. In a small internet cafe in Seoul, a group of young programmers discovered something extraordinary. The guide wasn't just a document. It was a living, adaptive system that could translate and modify itself based on cultural context. "It's like the document understands us better than we understand ourselves," whispered Min Seo, a brilliant young computer scientist. As he analyzed the complex algorithms, the alien research team watched in a mixture of excitement and concern. Their carefully guarded research had become something far more significant than a simple observational document. Ji Hyuk, still connected to the research team, provided unique insights. His simple farming background offered a perspective that sophisticated technological systems could never capture. Sometimes, he would say, understanding is not about complex calculations, but about feeling the moment. Quantum servers around the world began experiencing unexplained phenomena. The guide seemed to have a life of its own, adapting and evolving with each interaction. It was more than a document. It was a living communication system. Universities started offering special seminars about the mysterious guide. Linguists, anthropologists, and technology experts gathered to decode its complex structure. Each analysis revealed new layers of understanding about human behavior and communication. Sung Ho worked overtime, trying to manage the unexpected global interest. Their mission of subtle observation had transformed into something far more significant. The survival guide was becoming a global conversation, a bridge between different understandings of intelligence and communication. "Humans are not just a species," J1 recorded in their primary database. "They are a complex, adaptive network of stories, emotions, and unexpected connections." The guide revealed extraordinary insights: how humans managed conflict, created social bonds, expressed emotions. Everything was captured in intricate detail. It was a love letter to human complexity, written by beings from beyond human comprehension. Global communication networks began to shift. The guide introduced communication models that challenged existing technological limitations. Quantum communication, principles embedded within its structure, promised to revolutionize how different species might interact. As the summer evening settled over Chuncheon, something extraordinary was taking shape. A connection that would challenge everything humans knew about communication, technology, and their place in the universe. And they were just getting started. End of Part 4. Would you like me to continue with the final part of the story? The United Nations conference hall buzzed with an electricity unlike any previous diplomatic gathering. Ji-yeon, the alien delegation's primary liaison, stood at the center of a moment that would redefine humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. Delegates from 193 countries watched in stunned silence as holographic displays revealed the comprehensive guide that had transformed global perspectives. What began as a simple research document had become a bridge between civilizations, a testament to the complexity of human existence. Gi-hyuk, the humble farmer who first encountered the aliens, sat unexpectedly in a place of honor. His weathered hands, which had spent decades working rice fields, now represented something far more significant, the first point of genuine first contact. Humans are not a problem to be solved, Jae-won's translation echoed through the conference hall. They are a marvel to be understood. The guide revealed layers of human complexity that challenged every preconceived notion about intelligent life. It wasn't just a document of observation, it was a living, breathing representation of human potential. Global research centers had been studying the guide for months. Quantum physicists discovered communication algorithms that defied traditional understanding. Linguists found language patterns that could potentially revolutionize cross-species communication. Yoonji, now recognized as a critical bridge between the aliens and human society, presented additional insights. Her journalistic background provided a narrative framework that transformed cold scientific data into a compelling story of discovery. "We are not alone," she told the assembled delegates. "But more importantly, we are not what we thought we were." The alien research team had discovered something profound during their months of observation. Humans weren't just another species to be categorized. They were a dynamic, unpredictable network of potential and possibility. Their survival guide had become more than a diplomatic tool. It was a love letter to human complexity, a recognition of a species that could transform conflict into connection, fear into curiosity. Technological demonstrations followed. Advanced communication systems showed how human social dynamics could be understood through complex neural mapping. Each presentation revealed another layer of human potential. Sung Ho demonstrated how human emotional intelligence could be translated into computational models. Complex algorithms captured the nuanced dance of human interaction, something no previous technological system had achieved. Government representatives from various countries began discussions about potential collaborative projects. The guide had transformed from a potential threat to an unprecedented opportunity for global cooperation. Scientific institutions worldwide started developing new research programs. Universities created specialized departments focused on understanding the guide's complex communication models. Technology companies saw unprecedented opportunities for innovation. The quantum communication principles embedded in the guide promised to revolutionize global communication. Transmission systems that could adapt in real time, communication models that could bridge cultural differences, all derived from understanding human complexity. Jae-hyuk, in a moment that would be remembered for generations, shared a simple wisdom. "Understanding is not about having all the answers," he told the assembled delegates. "It's about being curious enough to keep asking questions." His words, simple yet profound, captured the essence of what the guide represented. A recognition that intelligence is not about superiority, but about connection and mutual understanding. Ji-yeon looked across the conference hall, her alien perception seeing something extraordinary. What had begun as a research mission had transformed into something far more significant, a moment of genuine connection between civilizations. The final page of the guide remained both a warning and a promise. Humanity is not a destination. It is a journey of continuous discovery. As the conference concluded, something fundamental had changed. Humanity's understanding of its place in the universe had been forever transformed. They were no longer just inhabitants of a small planet. They were potential partners in a vast, complex, cosmic conversation. The survival guide was complete, but the real journey was just beginning. End of Part 5. Would you like me to provide any additional details or discuss the story further?